Hey guys, how's it going? Jacob here. In today's episode, we are going to start off with the basics. I'm going to tell you why you should take the first level of engineering classes offered by Project Lead the Way, Introduction to Engineering Design. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So, let's go ahead and go over what the course syllabus says for the 2018-2019 school year so you can know what you will be doing in Introduction to Engineering. The course syllabus reads, "This is an introductory course which develops student problem-solving skills using the design process. Students document their progress of solutions as they move through the design process. Students develop solutions using elements of design and manufacturability concepts. They develop hand sketches using 2D and 3D drawing techniques, computer-aided design." So, in case you didn't pick up on that, Introduction to Engineering definitely focuses a lot on the design process, which I will go over in further detail in a later video. But it's basically just the steps that you're going to take when it comes to coming up with an idea for a product, how you're going to make it, just what you're going to do after you've made it, like testing and such. And a lot of it focuses really on the design part. So you're going to learn about different types of sketches that you can do, such as isometric, where it shows the different views, such as the front view, the top view, the side view, because those are the main ones. And it'll also show a 3D view of it. Also, you're going to learn how to do 3D sketches on the computer through computer-aided design. Mainly, the schools will use Autodesk Inventor because it's something that is not too hard to learn and can be very useful in many different environments of engineering. Now, there are going to be some projects that you're going to do. Now, depending on which school you're at, you may do different projects, and some projects may be done differently at different schools. I know that projects I did included puzzle cubes, which were you had to come up with an idea for a cube that you could assemble out of several different pieces that you made together. You had to come up with ways to get them to fit together and think about how it could be challenging. And there was another project where it was sort of a blitz project, actually, so I'm not going to go into detail because I'm sure that teachers wouldn't be happy if I spoiled what it is for you in case they want to keep it a secret, so what other projects were there? I know that we did learn a lot about Excel because when it comes to engineering, it's not just about building stuff, it's also about being able to collect data. Also, when it comes to engineering, you're going to need to know a lot of math and geometry, so hopefully you're taking geometry or have taken it. I know when I took Introduction to Engineering, I actually had it as a blocked class with geometry, so the two sort of went hand in hand, which I thought was pretty convenient. And with Excel, it's going to help you learn a lot of formulas, so instead of having to calculate it by hand, you can just enter in your numbers. Also, you're going to be collecting a lot of data, which is going to be really easy to just gather and see the results in Excel. And when it comes to other projects, bear with me, this might take a couple minutes for me to try to remember because I'm trying to remember stuff from 3 years ago, so give me a second.
24 hours later.
Okay, so after a couple minutes of pondering, I remembered a couple more things that I had to do. Sorry for however long of a delay it might have been. I remembered that another project we did was reverse engineering, where we had to pick a product and break it down into its basic components and then think about what could be done to make it better. And it was something where it was really interesting because you could take a simple product that you could use every day and then you try to take it apart and you realize just how complicated it is because there are all these little intricate parts, and you have to actually try to design them, and it's such a unique shape. Now, because I took geometry and engineering as a block class, I doubt that this is a project that will come up, but I remember doing a project where we had to design a mini golf hole because that went along with trigonometry. But when it comes to the engineering aspect of it, we still had to design it, and we had to make a prototype of it, which definitely fits in well with the design process of testing your ideas to see how it would work. And when I say prototype, that was an inaccuracy, my bad. I meant a mock-up. If it were a prototype, it would have been full size, so just taught you something right there. I'm sorry. Another thing that you're going to focus on in Introduction to Engineering is taking dimensions. Now, I'm sure that by now, however old you are, you're in high school, you know how to use a ruler, which can be good. Tape measure, even better, but if it's a certain size and it can be used and you want to be really accurate, you're definitely going to need to use a dial caliper, which is a very useful tool for being able to give very accurate dimensions, and it's good for taking interior dimensions. Say you have a part that has a hole in it, it's going to be really hard to use a ruler or a tape measure to accurately measure it, but a dial caliper is going to be able to give you a very accurate measurement to several decimal places, which I know that you may not think that's important, but when it comes to engineering, you're going to need to have very accurate and precise measurements. Now, you're also going to learn about tolerance and interference, which are basically polar opposites of each other. Tolerance is basically how much wiggle room you have. If you're trying to fit something into perhaps a hole, and the hole is bigger than the part, that'd be how much space is left over. Interference is the opposite. It would be if you're trying to fit one part into another, but there's not enough room, so there's going to be interference because there's not enough space for it to be occupied, so it's not going to fit in properly. Okay, so I can't really think of anything else to say. My apologies for not really being able to provide more information, but in my defense, this was stuff that I did 3 years ago. I've slept since then and had to do other projects just in engineering, as well as a smorgasbord of other classes. So hopefully this video got you more interested in taking Introduction to Engineering. I know I had a lot of fun in that class. I know that you'll have a lot of fun in that class too. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, or share the video if you want to have other people see the video, because I want other people to see the video. So make sure you tune in next time for my other videos about engineering. See you next time. Bye.